Can't forget about the gang that took Lee and Scorpion. Miles and Ganke gave me a lead to follow up on. If they're not burning something, they're trying to brand someone. Hey, need a dance partner? I've been waiting. Here he is. You got the flame. Thanks for the assist. Just trying to keep up with you.
States. On November 19th, 2023, less than 1 year before the 2024 election, NBC News released the results of their latest survey, and it wasn't good news for Joe Biden. Voters were asked about Joe Biden's job performance. Only 19% of those voters strongly approved, while 48% strongly disapproved. And overall, Joe Biden's approval rating is at a dismal 40%.
That is the lowest President Biden has ever measured in our poll in terms of job approval. And just look at the sea change from the start of this year. Remember, early this year, Democrats coming off a strong 2022 midterm. He was almost even. Now he's 17 points underwater on this one.
Significant dip there, Steve. And a recent Fox News poll brought even more non-good news for Joe Biden.
When you look at President Biden's approval numbers on any number of issues, we've got this poll that shows national security, the Israel war, guns, immigration, the economy, inflation. He is upside down by substantial margins. When you look at inflation, it's a 40-point deficit.
But the Biden team hasn't started making their case, and I was listening to Tiffany.
Wait, not making their case. He's talking about Bidenomics all the time.
Yes, Juan Williams is a professional lawyer because Joe Biden and his surrogates can't shut up about the so-called accomplishments of Bidenomics. Here's Senator Chris Coons.
We've seen 800,000 new high-quality manufacturing jobs created, part of the 14 million new jobs in just the last 2 years. That's a strong record to run on, Shannon, and I believe the president will make that case in the coming year.
Well, you know, in the jobs numbers, a number of fact checkers, including across the political spectrum, have said it's not accurate to say those jobs were created. Many of them came back after COVID.
Fact check true. In March and April of 2020, when the country was largely shut down, the United States lost nearly 22 million jobs. But from May 2020 to January 2021, as the country was slowly reopening, 12.5 million of those jobs were recovered. And under Joe Biden's watch, it took another 17 months to recover the rest of those jobs that were lost at the beginning of the pandemic. But Joe Biden insists that those jobs are newly created jobs, and that he deserves all the credit.
Since I took office, there are 13.9 million new jobs across America. 13.9. Since I took office, we've created 13.9 million jobs since I was elected. We've created more than 13,900,000 new jobs since I've taken office. That's more than any president ever had in all of history.
And of course, that's a bunch of malarkey. The reality is that under Joe Biden, the United States created 4.8 million new jobs. It's good. For context, those 4.8 million jobs are total jobs. That's what in October 2022 and October 2023, the amount of people who hold multiple jobs increased 11%. And a big reason that people are working multiple jobs is because of inflation. But that's okay, because according to Joe Biden, inflation is down. Inflation.
The advanced economy in the world.
We have the lowest inflation rate of any advanced economy. For most people, that's a bunch of gobbledygook. It means nothing to them. Also, didn't this genius say that inflation has come in June 2022, which is the highest inflation rate in over 40 years. For October 2023, it was 3.2%, which is a difference of 65%. See what he did there?
Inflation has come down by 65%.
And as we start preparing our Thanksgiving meals, grocery inflation is at its lowest level in over 2 years, with prices for eggs, milks, bacon, and fresh veggies lower than last year.
But that's not accurate. Queen Jean-Pierre claims that bacon, not exactly a Thanksgiving staple, is cheaper compared to last year. And the graphic behind her says it's down 5.1%. But according to the October Consumer Price Index, bacon is up 0.3%. And you might be thinking that there's an item missing from this Thanksgiving-related list from the White House. In fact, it's probably the most important item: turkey. Well, they couldn't put it on the list because according to the CPI report, turkey is 7.2% more expensive compared to last year. And like all of you, when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of used cars and trucks in Clown World.
Grand Canyon University wishes peace and joy this holiday season. We hope you create moments to love and serve.
Gas prices are always important to American consumers, American families. It's an indicator, as you just noted. And I think there's no time in the year where that's more true than the week of Thanksgiving. And we're at the lowest prices now since Thanksgiving of 2020.
Wait, gas prices were lower thanks as always, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next time. There is next time.
Shopping for a used car? Audi Morton has got a huge selection of quality hand-picked pre-owned vehicles. Check it out.
Come on! Now have your boss with the main get this kind of track!
Find a pre-owned vehicle you're looking for today at Audi
You could've just said I don't know!
Want to welcome everyone here today. The first order of business is to welcome the return of a
Arachnid, come on! Now have your boss with the main get this kind of track! True hunter knows how to camouflage! You could've just said I don't know!
very warm welcome extended to our colleague, his favorite daughter,
Gentleman yields back. I ask unanimous consent for Representative Jason Smith of the House Ways and Means for today's hearing for the purposes of asking questions without objections so ordered.
Arachnid, come on! Now have your boss with the main get this kind of track! True hunter knows how to camouflage! You could've just said I don't know! Seriously though, where'd your boss take Lee in the art yard? They're enjoying their
relationships with his family's foreign business targets. These business targets include foreign oligarchs who sent millions of dollars to his family. It also includes a Chinese national who wired $250,000 to his son. Joe Biden also lied to the American people about his family making money in China. He continued to lie about it even when the House Oversight Committee uncovered bank wires, revealing how the Bidens received millions from Chinese companies with significant ties to Chinese intelligence and the Chinese Communist Party. Just this week, we uncovered two additional wires sent to Hunter Biden that originated in Beijing from Chinese nationals. This happened when Joe Biden was running for president of the United States, and Joe Biden's home is listed as the beneficiary address. To date, the House Oversight Committee has uncovered how the Bidens and their associates created over 20 shell companies, most of which were created when Joe Biden was vice president, and raked in over...
That's not ominous at all.
It's been my goal for 4 years, and it always will be.
You don't stand in the name of
should take a look around.
Want a mode for everything? GMC Terrain.
What do we have here?
Just in time for Black Friday. Get 1.9% APR 2024 Terrain models. Plus, no monthly payments until 2024.
Between 2014 and 2019. We've also identified 9 Biden family members who have participated in or benefited from these shady business schemes. Now, what were the Bidens selling to make all this money? Joe Biden himself. Joe Biden is the brand. And Joe Biden showed up at least 24 times with business targets and associates sending signals of access, influence, and power to those prepared to handle it. The American people demand accountability for this culture of corruption. They demand to know how these schemes have compromised President Biden and threatened our national security. They demand safeguards to be put in place to prevent public officials from selling access to their public office for private gain. Under the leadership of Speaker Kevin McCarthy, House Republicans have now opened an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. By opening an impeachment inquiry, our investigation is now focused on whether President Biden engaged in impeachable offenses under the U.S. Constitution. It empowers Congress, elected by the people, to continue providing the answers, transparency, and accountability that the American people demand and deserve. In recent history, Democrats have inflicted much damage on the credibility of congressional investigations by peddling the Russian collusion hoax. But this committee, under this majority, will not pursue such witch hunts based on manufactured allegations, innuendo, and no real evidence. Today, the House Oversight Committee will examine over 24 pieces of evidence revealing Joe Biden's corruption and abuse of public office. This includes emails, text messages, bank records, and testimony of Biden business associates. We will hear from legal and financial experts about this evidence and crimes that may have been committed as Joe Biden was sold around the world. The House Oversight Committee, along with the committees on the Judiciary and Ways and Means, will continue to follow the money and the evidence to provide accountability so that Americans know their public offices are not for sale. I now yield to Jason Smith, the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Chairman Comer. Yesterday, the Ways and Means Committee released new documents showing President Biden was not just aware of his son's business dealings, but he was connected to them. In a newly released message to a Chinese business executive, Hunter Biden mentions preserving the, quote, keys to my family's only asset. That asset? Joe Biden.
It'll lead me to some
New evidence released in response to raised by members of the committee on both sides of the family and Joseph testified in July due to disturbing
gonna miss these chases when I'm in
Joe
MMA.
Biden's
The adrenaline
and Hunter
going through the
Biden's
city
business
like it's an
partner.
obstacle course.
According to a
Never
work
gets
team
old.
provided by Iowa
Getting to do real science stuff.
then Vice President Biden, April 7th.
Finally did it. I have a stable career. Okay, cool it, Parker. Stay tuned about those math science stacks later.
Hunter Biden
I'm the chase.
business associates regarding Ukraine. Shortly after Joe Biden returned stateside, the Ukraine company Burisma announced Hunter Biden's appointment to its board. New evidence provided shows Hunter Biden
Is that a
to
real
be in
gun?
favor with
That actually
Chairman
works?
Miguel Alemán, including having Joe Biden host them at the White House in February 2014, and the vice president alongside Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim in November 2015, and then in 2016 using Air Force Two to shuttle Hunter Biden and his business associate to Mexico City. Whether it was lunches, phone calls, White House meetings, or official foreign trips, Hunter Biden cashed in by arranging access to Joe Biden, the family brand. The Biden family and their associates received payments from foreign sources, including from Russia, China, Ukraine, Romania.
Nice cloaking
Is
tech.
that earning a degree was going to
Mind if I take a look under the hood?
WGU gave me the chance to work full-time.
I'll take that as a no.
Learn how you can earn a flexible degree at WGU.edu.
That's 2 cloaks now. I wonder if I can get my suit to identify their visual frequencies.
Introduction alone.
I don't see your boss around. Where's Tide? I want to talk to him about his lifestyle choices. What's Scorpion is? Okay.
The president's brother.
You know, I've got nothing against Target. I'm just saying I've kicked his butt a few times. By not killing him? Yeah, killing really isn't my thing.
Tax liability $2 billion. Seriously, something IRS investigators saw as a possible campaign finance violation. Assistant U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf said she did not want any of the agents to look into the allegation. Behind her, on the board are notes Agent Shapley took from that meeting.
Another robot.
He notes that Wolf told investigators that he was not, quote, personally interested in pursuing it. This is the same attorney Wolf who, in an email we released yesterday, responded to IRS investigators seeking approval for a search warrant with, quote, there should be nothing about political figure 1 in here, that being a reference by definition of Joe Biden. The Biden family sold access to Joe Biden's power, and the Biden Justice Department protected the Biden brand. We must continue to follow the facts. I yield to Jim. I yield to Representative Jordan.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. This is a tale as old as time. Politician takes action that makes money for his family, and then he tries to conceal it. Never forget 4 fundamental facts. Hunter Biden gets put on the board of Burisma. Gets paid a lot of money. Hunter Biden's not qualified. Fact number 2, he stood on the board. Not my words, his words. He said he got on the board because of the brand, because of the name. Fact number 3, the executives at Burisma asked Hunter Biden to weigh in and help them with the pressure they are under from the prosecutor in Ukraine. Fact number 4, Joe Biden goes to Ukraine on December 9th, 2015, gives the speech attacking the prosecutor that starts the process of getting that guy fired. Those facts, by the way, are consistent with what the confidential source told the FBI, and the FBI recorded in the 1023 form. The same form that the Justice Department didn't want to let this committee see. And all those facts, all of that was further confirmed yesterday with the information that the Ways and Means Committee from the whistleblower Shapley. Here's the communication from Hunter Biden. With Blue Star strategies and the ability of Sally and Karen to deliver. Hunter Biden put Burisma in touch with Blue Star Strategies. What were they going to deliver? Well, that was in a communication release yesterday as well.
Maybe she can dig up some building records.
And in the United States,
going now?
to express support for Burisma and Nikolai Zlochevsky, the highest level decision makers, the president of Ukraine, the president's chief of staff, and the prosecutor general. That's what they were doing. And were they successful?
It's an old food market. Owner died last
year.
year.
The Interior Minister confirmed that Zlochevsky is no longer wanted. We won in less than a year.
There's some shell
Communication
companies
between the
acquiring
folks at
property
Blue
all
Star
over the city,
and
like
Eric
whole city
Sherwin,
blocks.
who was
I tried to do a story on it last month about a trail driver. Every person I was talking
Those
to
are the
just
communications. That's what they got done.
Go make yourselves
Remember,
useful.
when this happens in October
Our departure is
2016,
imminent.
when the pressure is taken off the cases dropped against Zlochevsky, this is the second prosecutor. Joe Biden fired the first one. The second prosecutor comes in, drops the charges.
Deadlines are all set up and communications have been linked. We're ready.
And the final step is the Biden Justice Department tries to sweep it all under the rug. They slow walk the investigation. They let the statute of limitations lapse for the most important years, 14 and 15, for recent years when all that income's coming in. They try to put together this sweetheart deal and get it past the judge. And we learned yesterday in the search warrant application, the search warrant examining Hunter Biden's electronic communications, they weren't allowed to ask about political figure 1. Political figure number 1 is the big guy, Joe Biden. They would have gotten away with it all. They would have gotten away with it all, except for 2 brave whistleblowers who sat in those seats 2 months ago and told their story. And their story has
That was
stood up.
fast.
2 brave
Find something?
whistleblowers and a judge in Delaware who said, we're not going to let this happen. That's why we're here today.
And they've got a
That's
lot of
why
accents.
this inquiry is so darn
International
important.
mercenaries?
It's
That's what I'm
the
thinking.
oldest story in the world,
Could be front page
and those are
material
the
for your
facts.
article.
I'm writing it up now.
Gentleman yields back. Chair now recognizes Ranking Member Raskin, Maryland.
Accepted Harry's offer.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Before I give my opening
We should
statement, I
celebrate
have a
later after you're done with
parliamentary
your
inquiry.
current
Given the committee has not been authorized by the full House to conduct an impeachment inquiry, am I correct in assuming that we're obligated to follow the rules of the House, including Section 370 of the Rules and Manual, which prescribe engagement personalities towards the President?
Introducing the new Domino's Rewards. Now you earn free Domino's every 2 orders. It's as easy as 1, 2, free. Like free Parmesan bread bites, or free stuffed cheesy bread, or free medium 2-topping pizza, or even more. Free. Order now and start earning free Domino's today.
At ease. Well, consider this is an investigation of Joe Biden. I assume that his name is going to come up.
The House has not authorized us to impeachment report operating with the general rules, and I think saying that the president lied is considered engaging in a personality. In fact, Section 370 says accusations that the president has committed a crime or even the president has done something illegal are unparliamentary. And we're operating with the general rules of the House because the House has not authorized.
The Speaker of the House has authorized the impeachment inquiry. It has been authorized.
Okay. All right.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
The ranking member wants to be addressed. Ms. Ocasio-Cortez.
I believe changing of the rules must require a vote from the full House of Representatives. The rules of
the chair overrules a point of order. While articles of impeachment are not directly before this committee, we are looking at the potential wrongdoing of the president. Given the unique nature and subject matter of today's hearing topic, these words will not be ruled out of order. So,
okay,
Ranking Member Ashton, you proceed.
Thank you for clarifying, Mr. Chairman. We obviously have an honest disagreement about that. All right, so let's get it straight. We're 62 hours away from shutting down the government of the United States of America, and Republicans are launching an impeachment drive based on a long debunked and discredited lie. No foreign enemy's ever been able to shut down the government of the United States, but now MAGA Republicans are about to do just that. But they don't want to cut off public services to the people and deny paychecks to more than 1 million service members without first launching an impeachment drive, even when they don't have a shred of evidence against President Biden for an impeachable offense. And you think I'm being harsh? Here's what some Republicans have had to say over the last week about the actions of the Republicans as they watch up close, quote, the dysfunction caucus at work, in the words of our GOP colleague from Nebraska, Don Bacon. Clown show, foolishness, terribly misguided, stupidity, failure to lead, lunatics, disgraceful, new low, pathetic, enabling Chairman Xi, people that have serious issues. Those folks don't have a plan. Show just how broken they are, and individuals that just want to burn the whole place down. Now, if I said any of these things, they'd probably take my words down, but these are Republicans talking about Republicans. So let's be clear. This isn't partisan warfare America's seeing today. It is chaotic infighting between Republicans and Republicans. It's MAGA versus extreme MAGA, as if anybody in the real world could tell the difference between the two. What a staggering failure of leadership. Speaker McCarthy's invertebrate appeasement of the most fanatical elements of his conference now threatens the well-being of every American. Now, some people think the members of the GOP caucus aren't interested in anything logical. They just want to see the world burn, as Alfred Pennyworth put it in The Dark Knight. But I see a method in the madness. A week ago, Donald Trump posted a comment saying that a government shutdown, quote, is the last chance to defund these political prosecutions against me and other people. Get it? To delay justice, Donald Trump would cut off paychecks to a couple million service members and federal workers and furlough more than 1 million workers. and pay them later for having not worked. They would halt food assistance to millions of moms and kids and keep NIH in my district from enrolling any more patients in life and death clinical research trials. Trump's convinced that if we shut the government down, his 4 criminal prosecutions on 91 different felony and misdemeanor charges would be defunded and delayed long enough to keep him from having to go before a jury of his peers before the 2024 election. And like flying monkeys on a mission for the Wicked Witch of the West, Trump's followers in the House now carry his messages out to the world. Shut down the government.
When we win, I can't see my cause for shots at Starley's asses. It's enough to make the Pope weep.
All of us are racist. Leader? But make no mistake. If you get into one of my cars, get into him. So what do you think?
Harsh, my bosses would prefer.
Are you a prima donna?
After the 6th incident, I got put on, what do they call it? Leave of absence.
And the fact that no one on that set could see that tells you how deeply corrupted they are. That's terrifying.
But it was Craven.
Biden's not running the government.
Asked me if I wanted to
You know, so like, I don't know, man.
Here I am. Boy.
The fire is here! I have the shot!
Hello.
Yo. Yeah, I'm gonna be heading on a little bit here. I'll give you a call, alright? Yeah, give me a few minutes, alright? Sure. Hey, baby. Are you gonna try to do any laundry today?
If you keep it up, we'll send you to prison. That's the message Washington is sending. Not just the Democratic Party is sending, but both parties are sending.
Amidst the complex political landscape of Washington, Carlson paints a grim and unsettling picture, asserting that